And it looks like we get into a very, very close round. Really just running into the meat grinder of Mr. Stacky there. Yeah, not able to do much there from are the Leopards. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but you guys didn't miss out on much. It was really just a very long round of pistols, just waiting to run into a meat grinder. That is Mr. Stacky. So Bible, 3 rounds for DRG already. What do we think we're seeing from SAV change up here on their first buy round?
Well, hopefully we see something a little structured here. Show us what they got.
Oh, Mr. Saki just running out, and then Index trying to get a refrag back. The Bear Shark unable to pull one. Does get one back, but shot in the back by Rowdy. He's left his B bomb site really, really weak by Rose, and he's just not looking the right direction. Cutthroat able to put him down from the side. Chilled Pyro just being left alive back in Donut. I would say that was... Would you say that was a more structured round there from SAV, or...?
No, not at all. I would say that was absolute chaos. Just put out on high-octane caffeine and then just ran right out for it. But sometimes that's what you need. Honestly, there are some maps that play better in that chaos, where you just run out there and go. And I think the Leopards did a great job on T-side. That was a little bit more coordinated. We saw a little bit of a misstep where the mid player died on shelf there, but I mean that's minor. That's a really good round by the Leopards.
Yeah, no, and I would hope DRG is going to clean that up a little bit more in these next rounds. It does seem like they are starting 4. The SAV is starting 4 over towards elbow. They do give up the Jaguar control. They do just get out. Deckle able to be brought down, but Rowdy trades one back. Index able to bring one back, and we have been left in a 3v3 after all the chaos in mid. 2 of the T's dying towards shelf, and then 2 CTs dying towards mid. It has left a little bit to be remiss about on just holding the map. You've really got to spread out your players now because of all of the loss towards mid. And Dirt Slurpee just instantly puts down Rose with a double headshot. Mr. Saki trying to pull anything back, hearing 2 towards red room. Just because they're in red, you can't really expect Chilled Pyro to rotate over in here. And yeah, you have Cutthroat actually clearing all the way through Jaguar, and Mr. Saki unable to get anything on Rowdy. Swing around there and just instantly put him down. And Chilled Pyro is just sitting over here like, what? They were in red room, right? What? Why aren't they over on A? Yeah, that's just that's a tough round to swallow there from DRG. Being able to bring that 3v3 to a 3v3, it was just they were spread a little bit too thin, right?
I like the aggression from the Leopards. I really appreciate that. Maybe I'm just, I'm biased by this, but I really think Ancient should be played in that style. It should be played very fast, very aggressive. You should take mid. You can hit the B bomb site really quickly, occasionally switch it up and hit A really fast. It just lends itself to that sort of chaotic playing. And of course, even on the counter-terror side, you can really play it aggressively too. You can run out B ramp. You can do your A push. You can... I know you can do it on other maps, but it just feels like it's so right here on Ancient to do that. The map really gives you opportunities to work with.
Well, most definitely. You also got to think mid is just such an important part of this map that you have to fight for it as a CT. If you give that up, you really don't have much map control actually. They're able to split into A, take donut control, cause rotates, go back over to B. There's just a lot that they can do as a terrorist. So the CTs do have to do that really, really aggressive play to try and take the mid, trying to at least hold something somewhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When I played Ancient with my team this season, I was one of the counter-terrorists running out mid like a madman, and I'll tell you, it's a really different way of playing Counter-Strike if you're used to being very cautious on your CT sides.
Yeah, totally. And it looks like DRG is trying to adopt into more of a 0-3-2 look, holding 3 people towards mid and then 2 people towards B. I honestly am personally a big fan of this setup. It helps you stop any aggression towards mid because you just have the players there, and then B, obviously you have to keep B control. But it looks like they haven't rotated anybody back over to A though, which they are starting to understand that gap now. Index rotating into Donut, and then Chilled Pyro going all the way back into Red Room to hold from CT, and actually trying to go into Temple here. But DRG has gotten so much space. They've walked down B. They started taking the space towards that B main, and they are starting to full rotate over. With the Bear Shark actually able to catch one towards elbow, and then Binu able to pull that one back, but does get dropped. We are left in a 3v3. You have 2 rifles and then an SMG here for the DRG side. This is going to be a very hard retake. Yeah, no, I don't think anymore.
Probably not now.
Yeah, Rose just turning away and getting out of dodge, but he does not know he's about to walk right into somebody trying to throw his knife at him, but unfortunately not able to.
Yeah, the counter to that setup that you were talking about, where the CTs put a lot of presence in mid and B, is to just simply go A. Ignore the fight, don't walk into the stack. And it just seemed unfortunate to me. The Leopards were going really slow into the A bomb site. They didn't believe it was empty. So they're checking nooks and crannies and like, come on, there's got to be an A player somewhere. And by the time the Drakes realized we got all this map space and we haven't seen anything, it took them too long to get over to A.
Yeah, and look at this, DRG on a very, very light buy, winning the first 3, but it looks like they might just lose the next 4. All towards B, and it seems like SAV was just all too aware. Yeah, pulling 2 off. You actually do have somebody lurking towards that mid elbow smoke, but it is getting held. There might be a little bit of timing here, actually. Oh, unfortunate for Index. Deckel just too aware for it. But it looks like maybe SAV's overcooking this a little bit. If the Bear Shark's able to get a kill here, if he's able to get 2, oh, he's just gonna get shot in the back of the head. Yeah. So they do end up putting it together. Rose might be able to get one here. Yeah, Cutthroat put down by Rose. This is gonna be a nice find for them to hopefully try and bring into the next round, right?
I think they're gonna hunt him for it. They don't want him to have an AK.
Yeah, you would think they would have to. Yeah, they're gonna commit 2 hunters here, both of the rifles, opting to save that op back towards the bomb, trying to hold on to it to make sure there's no shenanigans over there. Rose's first challenge is going to be, I think that is, Binu, but Binu instantly puts down Rose. That was a quick shot from Binu there. And DRG is opting for the tactical timeout. What do you think they're talking about here?
I think they're trying to figure out how to get a handle on this. I don't think they feel like they're in control of the halves. Of the rounds in this half. They are trying different setups, and they're not working the way they want them to. They put a lot of presence in mid, and they didn't seem to get anything from it. That one time they put a lot on B, and I don't know. I think they're trying to figure out how are they going to read this? Where are they going to go this time? What are they going to try? And I think they don't want to give up A again. So they might, even after the chat, just spread out again. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I would love to see them continue doing that pressure towards Shelf. They got shied away from it for 2 rounds. One of those just because they didn't have a Jaguar player to help support their mid players, but they were getting that space pretty consistently, which it does seem like they are opting back into, having 2 people towards mid. But again, giving up that Jaguar control, which just allows the Shelf players on the D side able to just push out, and Index and the Bear Shark unable to get anything. Deckel putting down both of them very quick. Now, off of this, you are going to expect probably somebody to kind of do a push and pull. So Rose does get a little bit more exploratory towards A main here. He is able to clear it out, so definitely not going to be like an A split or anything. But this does mean Shield Pyro is just alone on this half of the map. And you might honestly just, as DRG might be thinking, maybe he's trying to pull a save, unless Shield Pyro is able to get 2, which he's so close to being able to. But Cutthroat is able to trade him back after getting dinked. And Rowdy, Rowdy, tucking in the corner, just waiting for Rose to come around, and Mr. Stacky left up in a 1v4. Oh, there's just no way he's gonna get out of this. Yeah, they're gonna commit everybody to hunting this. It just...
I feel like there was a simulation somewhere in the universe that could have run the numbers if he had gotten that second kill in cave, how the round could have gone completely differently up on its head. And I mean, once you hold that, you reposition, you maybe grab an AK, and your teammates can come in to help you.
Yeah. I would just really like to see their Jaguar player playing a little bit tighter. And oh, Mr. Saki does, and he's able to get the op. That's a great find by Mr. Saki there, coming into this next round. Where do you
This is
think
definitely turning up a lot closer than we thought, or at least, well, not that. I know you said you predicted a 13-11 scoreline, but I think we didn't expect both teams to be this close. I think maybe neither team was as prepared as we thought they might be.
Yeah, I am liking what SAV's doing for the space that they're trying to get, but now we're finally seeing that Jaguar position taken. But you don't have any mid to actually be helping, trying to support here. So yeah, SAV's just going to get up into Jaguar here. Index is dueling Cutthroat there, but able to get out with his life. Deckle has been brought low by the op, it seems. Rose over in mid. Mr. Saki able to push down towards B ramp here. And then the Bear Shark's just pushing through. Getting Binu with an instant trade from Deckle. This is turned into quite the round. Looking at a 4v3 advantage for DRG here. But there are two very low players on DRG's side. Index here, he's the one that's going to be towards Donut. And then Rose, who's the one towards CT. So you have both of the high health players towards possibly where Sav's trying to commit to execute. Which it does seem like this is just going to be an execute over here on the B site. This is going to be a hard round for Sav. Yeah, this is going to be a brutal round. I don't think they're going to be ready for both of these players to be... Oh, Mr. Saki instantly picking Deckle off. Yeah, they just had to commit. Oh, Index unable to get one. Rowdy does pull off the trade. Mr. Saki able to pull one back. We have been left in a 1v2 though here. So Chilled Pyro coming towards CT here. Or Chilled Pyro coming towards the E-box. Almost! Dirt Slurpee almost brings that back into the 1v1. That would have been a very tight round if he was able to get that frag onto Chilled Pyro in E-box.
Yeah, this is what they needed to win this. The CTs were in not so good position economically, and this is critical for them to not only just get this round and get the economy, but really you want to start stringing rounds together. You know, mid half, late half. And you want to get some confidence into how to play. You want to feel the other team out. You don't want to feel like you're just barely winning a round when you do it, and you don't want to feel like you're getting steamrolled. So it was very important that they really put their foot down and said, no, we're going to take this round away from you.
Yeah. It was a great pullback from DRG. It was a little bit more mess at the very start of that constant pushing, but DRG does come out on top. It does look like, oh, what a great shot from Dirt Slurpee there onto Mr. Stacky. You might actually see them really progress in, and what a peek from Dirt Slurpee, and DeBearshark caught with his nade out in hand. You just left Index in a 1v, however many onto the site. Rose has quick rotated over, but you've got to expect he's got to get at least one here quickly to really facilitate them going into this, and yeah, it just looks like it's going to be the save. But as you know, Rowdy ever lurking, able to get one onto Chilled Pyro, and he's fast towards Rose, but Rose is quick enough to put Rowdy down. Rose seems to be staying and lurking around in the red room, hoping to maybe catch another person pushing.
I think he knows they're hunting. This is his best shot, he figures. He's calculating this.
Able to pull off a good shot there. Yeah, he's definitely going to save this. Deco's too far away. A great round from Sav. A great shot from Dirt Slurpee as well on that boosted box.
He had the scope zoomed in so much that the player took up the whole view right there. I was a little bit worried he might not get the shot. I mean, it's almost like getting jump scared.
Yeah, no, his whole player model was in there. So as we come into the next, it looks like Sav is leaning forward back towards B, and it looks like it's just going to be a fast rush. And it does not look like DRG is ready for the Saki caught with his pants down with another nade in hand. Ready, able to pull one off of the Jaguar possession onto Index, and you already have the bomb plan coming down. Chilled Pyro is the only one towards sight, but he is left with a little bit of a lower gun, but look at their health. If he just gets one good spray down, and yeah, Rose gets a nade, and then Chilled Pyro pulls one back. And then he jumps around the corner, Chilled Pyro with another kill, and Rose bring one back down onto the ramp position with a smoke down. Rose might just be able to get up on this. There's Slurpee with a AK, and he is able to pull off the spray onto Rose. That was a tight round.
I mean, what do you even say to that? It was such a wild round. The back and forth, the jumping kill on the terrorist, the low health, the chaos in this match is absolutely insane. I love it. I love the high energy. I love how they're playing it. Unfortunately, you need yes, there's going to be chaos when you do these high octane rounds, but you need a little bit more control as to what goes on if you want your team to win. That round was just, I don't even know. That was just wild.
That was a very wild round. And it looks like Sav is just going back to their usual ways, trying to take it out towards mid, and they just get free Jaguar control. There's just nobody fighting towards that front area, and there's just nobody towards mid. This is looking like a rough round for DRG here. They need to try and take space somewhere. There's Slurpee boosted up over, trying to clear out the red position, maybe look for an op, which DRG unfortunately does not have for this round. 3 stack of player back towards B, 1 in Donut, 1 over towards that big box position on A. You do have Chilled Pyro rotating back into red, and he might be running straight into the op, which he does, but there's Slurpee unfortunately not able to connect with that. They have, with Chilled Pyro just kind of running around the map trying to check where players are. He does spot 3 towards mid. Should have seen 1 on that shelf position and 2 towards mid. So really trying to put together where these players are going so they can actually pull off a stack. But it looks like it's just going to be a B. Rowdy unable to pull that back with the Index, a quick 180 flick around. And it looks like it has pushed the Leopards into an A take here, which is the weaker side. DeBearShark really just out in the open, cut through. Oh, DeBearShark with a double spray down, unfortunately unable to get the third, but it has put them into a 3v2 position. Chilled Pyro trying to instantly take forward towards that Jaguar position. Deco with his smoke out, does not get caught out, but unable to get the kill, and Chilled Pyro with a refrag back onto Binu, as Binu takes down Mr. Saki. Great put together from the Drake, some very good hero rifle plays there. Great ending to the half.
That's another round that's a little bit on the wild side. Counter-terrorists did not have a lot of utility. I mean, at one point they came down to like, what, 1 smoke that they just throw off there into cave, and that and a few other things set off the chain of events where the Leopards are thinking, you know, let's not go B, let's not go mid, let's just take it right all the way through to A. And it played right into the Drake's hands right there. They win with 2 people left alive. Obviously, they didn't win the half, 7-5 for the Leopards, but, you know, you were right. This, at least for the first half, you were right. This was going to be a close match. As long as the Leopards can hold and play the CT side they should be able to walk away with the win.
Yeah, we'll have to see what DRG pulls out here, and it looks like it's just going to be another B rush. Leopards also opting for a 3-player stack. You do have, yeah, 2 players going into Jag. They look like they're going to be doing a B split, 2 from Jag, but they're unknowing of Rowdy, and Rowdy with 2, but instantly traded back. Do they know that there's a second one in there? It doesn't seem like they do. They do, pulling 3 kills back instantly. Getting a little bit overzealous, Chilled Pyro is towards that long position, pulling back into a 2v2. This could still go very awry for the CT side here. Or the T side, sorry. Rose and the Bear Shark combined to get 2 of their kills back and instantly put down this round. Now that's 3 pistols for DRG there on both of our maps.
That was very scary. They walked right into that 2-man hold in cave. Leopards are looking very much in control, and then the rest of the assault comes in and starts just mopping up. But it still ended up in a very, very close... I mean, a lot of these rounds are ending up in a 2v2 or a 1v1. Way more than I would have expected at the start of the series. But, I mean, after map 1, it does look like these 2 teams are evenly matched. And it looks like perhaps I'm wrong, and this map might go the distance.
I'm thinking it's going the distance. I think we might even see an overtime, which I know the people want to see. They have opted for a 3-player stack towards B, and DRG has just taken so much space towards CT. The Bear Shark not able to pull anything.
No.
But does have Rose there to help trade at least one of them out. Dirty Slurpee pulling another on his retreat, and Pinu unaware of Mr. Stacky. Both of the CT players opting to push into Red Room here. Mr. Stacky able to put down the low player, unable to convert onto Rowdy, left in a 2v2. I think we may see Rowdy go for this. Obviously not the weapon of choice, and with the time rounding down, I think, yeah, this is just going to be turned into a save here.
He was looking for an opening, and I think his plan was, if I get the first kill, maybe I go forward, and the first kill never presented itself, so he wisely backed off. 14 kills for him. He's doing well, and I should highlight, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Rowdy is one of the players in CSC that has had the biggest improvement in rating in his MMR within the league. If I'm not mistaken, at the start of the Combines this season, he started off in Prospect and got bumped up from there into Contender, and he played so well in Contender, he got bumped up here to Challenger, and now he's playing in the semifinals with 14 kills, leading his team in kills on this second half of the second map.
Yeah, no, he was, you are correct, from Prospect all the way up to Challenger. And he is leading the kills. I think he played really, really well on the first map as well, giving a lot of those openers. I don't think they realized that Cutthroat got through, or maybe they are searching for it. A little bit aware. Yeah, they are aware. They're trying to clear it out. Dirt Slurpee in the meanwhile getting killed towards Red Room, and you have had the Bear Shark clear all of A, so it seems like they're leading the bomb back over to there. They do have to be aware of Cutthroat here. He could come in very late. Rowdy able to get one back, but unfortunately instantly traded out, and then Binu also killed towards that rotation, and Cutthroat eventually being able to found. So really, really good, clean, put together round by DRG here. Meanwhile, on the other side, if we want to talk about some standout players, Mr. Stacky playing really well. Currently 15 and 12 actually.
Yeah, he's definitely having a game here. He's doing all right as well. It's if I'm not mistaken, he is the highest rated player, or at least in the regular season, I think, for the ranks.
Yeah, he is definitely their standout player, and as we have a brawl come out to our mid, it does look like the CT side is able to pull away with the man advantage, looking at a 3v4. This is going to be a really hard round for DRG to pull back into, but Mr. Stacky walking out of A main just able to pull off Deckle, and it looks like Drakes are just zooming into that space that the Mr. Stacky was able to provide. With a bomb going down, this could go very awry for the CT here. Both of the players opting to play towards Donut and one playing towards Big Box. This is a very powerful post plan for DRG. We do have 2 smokes though. So one smoke blocking off Donut. Really, really smart. One of the players having to push out onto the main site box to try and take up that space. And Chilled Pyro is sprayed through, but Index is able to pull the rifle back, pull the kill back, and it just looks like with the low amount of time, the CTs just have to run away. Twitch will be able to get a consolidatory kill though, but they just did not put together that retake quick enough.
It is very difficult when aim gets taken like that and the counter-terrorists are locked out in CT and CT smoked. I mean, your only avenue is to run all the way back through Donut, or you push that back temple position. And, you know, if the terrorists are going to smoke that, they're going to be watching the temple push, or at least they better. And so that's where I think the hesitation comes in. You know, should we go? Should we not? Money's tight. There's 3 of us. What should we do? And then the smoke clears and there's no more time. It's time to go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while we have a quick break, I just wanted to shout out Squiggy, our observer for the night. This is his first time. I think he's been doing a great job. We haven't really missed out on any of the action, especially for a first timer.
Yeah, definitely. We know he had some technical issues that he had to work through. It's not easy getting these streams set up for you guys, but we're happy to do it. We appreciate this, and it's really nice to make this happen tonight.
The Bear Shark able to pull one back, but does instantly get traded out by Cutthroat, who actually instantly jumps up to her shelf, able to pull another back with Chilled Pyro. Now the C side is left very divided now. With it looks like this player is gonna just walk into Rowdy's crosshair, but Rose does win out on the fight. Binu's a little bit late to take that refrag, but Cutthroat is actually down in Donut, able to pull back the refrag, and Dirt Slurpee able to pull one of the kills from the A main players. Index able, Dirt Slurpee's fumbling around with his guns, but able to pull it back. That was a
scary.
Yeah, a little bit confusing round coming out of there. Luckily, Dirt Slurpee able to pull it back with the USPS. But there's a world where that goes very awry.
Oh yeah, that goes south real fast. And again, that's what I was saying before. When you start getting into the playoffs, especially semis and in the finals, you start to notice that mistakes are either they don't happen or they're very quickly punished. And we're still obviously we're going to see mistakes, and we've been seeing them tonight. But what I appreciate is that the teams seem to be very much aware of those possibilities, and they're trying to not do them. They're trying to cover each other. And obviously, when they see the other team make mistakes, they're trying to exploit them. It's very high energy Counter-Strike though, and the more you do that, the more you rush, the more you try to get trades in a very, very quick manner, the more likely you are to make a mess of things. It just goes with the territory. And that's why, you tend to see different types of personalities in teams. Some teams like to go slow. They don't want to make those types of mistakes. They want to, very carefully decide where they're going to execute or where they're going to hold from. And other teams like to go very fast. And when you get 2 teams like this that both like to go very fast, you get a very exciting blend of Counter-Strike with a lot of questionable decisions in the moment when you don't have a lot of time to decide what to do.
Yeah, we'll have to see. DRG does still hold the lead here. They are forced down to a little bit of a lighter buy. You don't have quite as much util that you would like. Looking at 4 smokes, 3 molotovs, 2 flashes, and 2 nades for that T side. While SAV is looking at a very, very strong buy, but they do have very low money. What do you expect to come out of DRG here? obviously they're in a tech pause right now.
Yeah, I think when they do play, I think we're going to see another fast type of play. I'm not entirely sure which they would opt for, but I could see them going for a fast B or some sort of split where they're on top of shelf and taking mid.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna see. I think it'll be another interesting round, like all. Maybe try and pressure towards mid, but it feels like they've been getting shut down on mid quite a bit, or am I wrong?
Well, that's the other thing is that the teams might. It's still early enough, I think. Let's say, for them to know exactly what changes might be made.
Yeah, and as we're getting into the next round, it does look like they're gonna maybe do something a little pacey. 4 players starting off towards B. They are taking the Jack space as quickly as possible. Rowdy is able to pull 1 back. Rose does get the refrag back. You are currently looking at a 3v1 on this side of the map. Dekel is able to pull Index away from that elbow position, his third. Derslurpy unable to pull any kill back. The Bear Shark does get the frag on Cutthroat. We are looking at a 3v3. Again, Derslurpy missing a couple more op shots. But Binu able to round the corner on elbow and get the Bear Shark here. And then Dekel with a great flank behind. Left up Rose in a 1v3 with the fuse already going on. I think this just might
Go for
be it. Oh, just a little bit too late on the spam. And just like that, we see a tied up match with 9-9.
I think he should have gone for the spam much earlier. I understand there are a bunch of reasons why he would not want to do that, but when you got 3 people left alive on SAV, they're going to be very confident to stick that diffuse, I think. And that would be the time for you to just pounce on him, take that guy out quickly, force another guy on. But then again, maybe he was hoping, trying to keep the internal clock in his head, figure if he waited a little bit longer and killed him a little bit later, less time to defuse.
Oh, and just a mid rush coming out of them here with the Bear Shark pulling 2 kills on the mid players, which they feel like leaves A just completely open, and it does. A is completely open for the taking. Derslurpy is the next player on scene. With bomb plant going around. Oh, he does trying to take the swing, but what a great bait there from the Bear Shark.
I think it would be good for both teams to consider fine-tuning their anti-eco strategy. This is a number of times where we've seen a critical, controversial round come out here where you'd think it would go one way and another team wins it, the money gets broken, and then lo and behold, you know, a partial buy comes out of nowhere with like Mac 10s and Tech 9s and just absolutely decimates the defenders on the site. And that really shouldn't happen as much as it has in this series. It shows that both teams are just not really prepared sometimes for that quick on, aggressive rush, even though that seems to be the bread and butter of both teams.
Yeah, we'll have to see here what the buy is looking like for the Leopards. They might just be opting for a more of a pistol buy or maybe even full save. Trying to think more about the long stretch of the map rather than trying to do like a hero buy or anything like that. Probably maybe something a little bit more pacey coming towards B. They have found a bit more kills and success towards that B site, along with mid. So we'll have to see what they do here. Seems like they are opting to have a 2-0-3 setup. Having 2 players going towards A, one pushing into Donut, one instantly taking up that main control. Dirge Slurpee able to instant one-tap Mr. Saki there. Already putting them in a 5v4. This is gonna be kind of hard for the T's to put together because Sav has opted for a more of a split map rather than just pushing as a team. The Bear Shark has found a tiny bit of a gap earlier in the round, but it has since been filled by Rowdy here. I don't really know what they're trying to do here, trying to take that space, but Rowdy has 1 and a second. Shield Pyro only able to pull back on Cutthroat, but instantly brought low. Rose able to get that refrag on Rowdy, but Shield Pyro has no idea about Manu here. Is Binu just gonna pull the trigger? Oh, he doesn't. He just takes the kill, but has left Rose in a 1v3 against 2 rifles and 1 pistol, and one of those pistols is about to get a rifle here very soon. Rose trying to shoot through it, but unable to get the kill, and another eco round goes the way of the eco team.
This is exactly what I was saying. I feel like they're not really approaching the anti-eco rounds the way they should. And case in point, you've got the Leopards on a really terrible buy, and they spread out across the map, trying to play, maybe some would call them rat angles and everything, like in red and whatever. But they're trying to catch you off guard. And the Drakes, instead of going together and going for, you know, trades in the best way they could, they have huge separation where they're trying to find ways to sneak in, walking right into those rat angles.
Look at this round, very similar to that mid eco rush round that they won. The Bear Shark obviously left here on a Tech 9, a little bit to be wanted, but it looks like they were instantly going into an A hit here, and only Dirt Slurpee here left on the A site. He does have Deadpool instantly coming in to try and help, pulling 1 through the smoke. Able to bring another one low. The Bear Shark from behind is able to pull 1 away, but left in a 2v3 with 2 of their players really, really low. This is going to be really hard. Yeah, Mr. Seki already brought down Rose, left in a 1v3. Able to pull 1 back with the nade, down to a 1v2 here. 1 coming from Temple and 1 coming from CT. He does spot it, spot the shadow, almost able to convert that into another kill, but Cutthroat just a little bit too fast for Rose to be able to get that kill.
You can definitely tell we're in the semifinals, you know, and you can tell that this is some of the best teams in Challenger in this tier. They're definitely giving us a real exhibition on high-pressure Counter-Strike, playing it very tight. I can't even think of how many rounds we've had where you've had 3 people alive on the winning team. It just seems like everybody is getting absolutely obliterated. Like, look at the deaths of everybody on these rounds here. They're just... everyone's dying. There's nobody that has, you know, an insane KD, except maybe there's one at 1.45.
Yeah. And look at DRG's money, instantly brought low. But they have chosen the right site to go to. Nobody currently on the site. 2 people, probably going to be a quick response from Donut. But as the smoke goes out and then flash comes out, they have gotten out onto the site. No smoke for Donut here, which might prove... there comes a donut smoke, but it's a little bit wonky. Allows Cutthroat to get that kill on the Bear Shark, and Deco able to get the kill on Rose. This is going to be a very hard round to come into, and he is full blind, just spraying through the smoke. Dirt Slurping misses it. Mr. Saki is able to get the rifle, left into a 1v4, unable to connect that op shot. Running around with the Tech 9, unable to get any kills. That would have been a hard round to win. An amazing round, but a hard round.
The irony here is that if the Leopards pull this round off, this is the predicted score I had, that I said if the Drakes had been practicing Ancient, SAV would take it 13-10. So we're 1 round away from finding out if I was correct on that. And
2 rounds
if not,
from me.
yes, then it could be 2 rounds for your prediction. We're very close here, and I appreciate that both teams are full buying out here. You've got ops on both sides. Let's go.
Going for everything. Index here, already full out, unable to connect onto the red room player. They did see somebody come into Donut. Definitely here, just holding on the other side of that smoke. They are leaning a lot more toward people towards B. It seems like DRG is definitely opting for more of a, hey, let's kind of hold around the map rather than go for something quick. They have gone in the space it seems like they're looking for. But Sav is reading it pretty well because the bomb is still left over to that B site. But it does seem like a lot of the players are going back towards mid. We could see maybe an A split, try and take into that red room control. You would have to go into Dirt Slurpee here, though, with the op, which would be a very hard angle. And he takes off to Bear Shark already. But Rose instantly pulls it back with one of the B player kills on Cutthroat. Left in a 4v4. It does seem like a lot of the players are shoehorned, but they are a little bit aware about Chilled Pyro, but are they going to be aware that he's already this deep into the corner?
And he's alone with the bomb.
Yeah, I don't think so. They're instantly... Index gets a kill onto Inu, Rowdy able to pull both back, but Chill Pyro instantly retrading it back. Are they going to think? Oh, Mr. Saki with a missed shot. Dirt Slurpee instantly flicks around, kills him, and then shoots the body. Chill Pyro left up in a 1v2 here. He needs this 1v2. About to get blinded off the corner. And he's able to get almost a free kill. He's going to have to swing. He does get the kill on Dirt Slurpee. Instantly down into a 1v1. Dekel already brought down to 19 health from the fight before. He is on the defuse. Is he just going to hold it? He has to get this Molotov out. And it's not in time.
Counter-terrorists win.
Dekel with just the stick.
The Leopards pull it off 13-10 with a very, I mean, it was a very close game. That last round was absolutely insane with how back and forth that was. I like the attempt from the Drakes at coming through mid. The problem was when they went to clear the site, I think the player coming out of caves with the bomb did not notice the player tucked on the short CT side. And when the other Drake players came out, it took them 2 or 3 players to realize they'd lost 2 players on that B site take. And that unfortunately cost them the entire match, the entire second match. And now we are 1-1 in the series. Where do we go from here?
Well, we're going on to Dust 2, which is actually a staple, or kind of staple for the Drakes. They have played it twice, won once, lost one. Let me quickly see against which teams they played.
A 50-50 record is kind of dangerous when you go in there, but they managed to show that they could play on a map that they had no regular season experience on. So perhaps they've been practicing this one a little bit extra since the season.
Yeah, I do also remember more towards the start of the season. We actually played them in a scrim. So they definitely have been practicing it for a little bit with this squad. So I'm really interested in seeing what's gonna come out. I am excited for some high kill counts and some high flying frags on this this next coming map. It seems like a lot of the players on both sides are just shooting right now. Mr. Stacky, the Bear Shark, Index, just all of them are coming out. Rose as well for the DRG side, and Rowdy with just an absolute clinic on that CT&T side of Ancient. I'm really excited for this next map. I'm hoping for OT.
This should absolutely be a wild match, especially Dust 2. And this is going to give a chance for the Oppers to really shine, in my opinion. You should expect some fights through mid, to the mid door. You should be expecting fights, let's say A long, right? The pit position and the A site position. If we don't get some major op battles between these two, I'm going to be very, very surprised.
Yeah, no, we best see some ops come out from Rose and Dirt. Obviously, Dirt has already had a really, really good 2 maps, even on Ancient, which is really not known for an opping prowess map. He was still hitting a lot of shots. I can't say I saw a lot coming out of Rose. So that was a missing factor for them that we're definitely going to have to see come into the next map here. Obviously, Rose, one of their higher fragging potentialed teammates. We've definitely got to see some more come out of him, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's where I think as an opper, we should naturally see that on a map like this with very long angles. We should see something from him. And we should also see something from Dirt Slurpee on the other side. It's going to be an epic smackdown. And I got an interesting stat for you. So we were talking about how it's a 50-50 win-loss rate for the Drakes on Dust 2. It's also 50-50, if I'm not mistaken. The stats are a little bit broken for me as I'm pulling them up, but it appears, if I manually looked at it correctly, the Leopards won 2 and lost 2. But the 2 that they lost, both of them went into overtime.
Yeah, against a really, really strong ACA, being the first one. And that was actually for the ACA, who's actually waiting for the winner of SAV and DRG tomorrow. which is going to be the finals for Challenger.
And that's got
So
to be a wild match too, because when you figure the Academics, yes, they're a good team and everything, but I don't know if many people expected them to pull up the win against UPS. UPS was the number one seeded team, and as far as I could see on paper, they were expected to win, and the Academics came in there and won both matches, or took
yeah,
both maps rather. So I can appreciate how strong the Academics are. I appreciate how strong Drakes and the Leopards are, but I'll tell you what, I really think the Academics might end up if they study this match and they show up tomorrow like they did before. It's going to be a wild night of Counter Strike.
yeah. Tomorrow night is definitely going to be a great one. Um, Another interesting thing. So they lost again to ACA, and then they also lost to UPS. So two of the most strong teams in the season. But they beat H4K and ATL, which ATL was another strong team who SAV actually ended up beating last Tuesday, as far as I remember, for the quarterfinal games, which did not. Yeah, it just features Anubis and Train on those, so no Dust 2 there.
This is definitely going to be one of those matches where, yeah, I mean, I know we keep saying it's going to be like this is going to be close. I really think though that it is going to be one of those closer matches. If anyone has an advantage, I would guess it would be the Leopards. I'm not certain that we can say that conclusively, obviously, given how tonight played out. Both teams really bringing it close each map. And I kind of expect we've got to see both players know, or both teams rather, knowing with how important this is. I mean, this is they get knocked out right here. I don't think they're going to want to go easily. No, neither team is going to give up right here.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be. I think it's just gonna be a crazy fight. As you said, you think Sav actually has the upper hand. I personally think DRG might have the upper hand. Um, you have 4 maps to watch for Sav to be able to study, learn, understand their tendencies, and then go from there. Um, there's a lot that you can learn from 4 maps, while as 2 maps, um, there's still a lot to learn, but just not as much film, right? I I think I actually might have DRG taking this win.
But I
And
imagine
a
you
little
think
bit
it's going to be
more.
close either way.
I definitely think it's going to be close. But everybody loves a hero kid story, so I think I might have DRG taking it.
Well, it's going to be interesting if both teams can get to overtime. I mean, then we're definitely getting our entertainment out of it. It's going to be one of those questions, though. If the teams can show up on both sides like they did on the first 2 maps, because sometimes you have a team that comes out really strong on one side and they just can't play the other side on a map that they're perhaps not as familiar with. So that's going to be the first thing. If the first half ends, let's say 7-5 or 6-6, that's already a good sign. It's going to be a long match. And if they can keep it even, a little back and forth within the first 3 or 4 rounds of the second half, that's probably the sign that we're going to overtime, most likely.
Yeah, obviously DRG starting on the T side. I would say this is more of one of those 50-50 maps on um, which side is going to be better, right? Um, so we'll definitely just have to see how they've adapted to what they've seen in film, and then go from there, right? I think just overall, it's going to be a great game. I'm hoping for OT myself. I just love watching Counter Strike, and especially both of these guys fighting for tournament lives. There's going to be a lot that they're trying to put out onto the table. Neither one of them wants to lose.
Yeah, this is going to be wild. I think though. Actually, let's talk about the sides here. I normally would expect the T side to be the favorite side of these teams, and I'll tell you why. It's because both sides have that aggressive style, and when you play as the Ts, you have that ability to choose where and when the engagements happen. You get to run in together as a team, and so I would be expecting a lot of long pushes together, maybe some mid to Bs, those kind of, or split somewhere up cat or through tunnels. But I think that's where the natural advantage goes, right?
Yeah, obviously, we also have to look at how Counter-Strike 2 is as a whole. Definitely a lot of these maps that were really CT-sided in the past have become very much more leaning towards T side. Obviously, Peaker's advantage is just insane right now. It it's just crazy. And then T side, you can kind of manipulate the rotations a little bit more, as well as sorry, yeah. Sorry, lost my train of thought there.
Well, I think we're waiting for the screen transition to start. I believe the round has started. Just a round underway.
Yeah, and it seems like it might be 4 towards B. Yeah, 4 towards B for the SAV side. 1 towards A. Rowdy is able to back, but instantly traded out. And then the A player has been taken away, but Dekel has picked off Rose from the cap position, trying to take that space back. So it looks like all of the 3 players on the T side have been trapped towards mid. You have 3 people coming on the CT side, instantly taking away Mr. Saki from Cat. So now you have 2 people coming from ramp from the CT side. Unfortunately, unable to kill anybody from the Goose position, and Dekel is able to bring back Index. Just a really, really close round there. Just another good pistol round. This one goes in the way of SAV, though, as we were talking about before. DRG has won 3 pistols before this map, 3 pistols to 1. 1 from SAV, and now finally SAV has won another pistol. We saw last map, DRG won both pistols and then still lost the game, right?
Right. It's a very strange dynamic. Usually winning the pistol gives you a huge advantage, and that's what we would expect. I think it's going to be an interesting thing to see if they can bounce back from losing the pistol here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It seems like most of the T's are grouping up outside of B. I can't quite see how many CT players are over here on the B sites. It's 2 players over on the B site. 1 rotating back down into mid. There we go. It does seem like, so the Drakes have actually chose to invest into this, and Mr. Stacky, who is the only rifle on the field, unfortunately goes down. Or Chilled Pyro, sorry, has the rifle. Mr. Stacky, I think, only had a deagle. They have started lurking up towards Cat. Index does have another player, Rowdy, on the other side of the smoke. They must have spotted him. Yeah, he has to drop down.
Time to run.
Now they have taken out the Cat space. Rose is able to pick off Rowdy, so we are brought into a 4v4. Do you think they expect the long player here? Oh, Rose with another dirty deagle shot onto Dirt Slurpee. I don't think they're going to expect the long player. Oh, but
MP9.
Bino's unable. Yeah, it's a really, really long fight. Dekel able to try and get something, but Rose with another deagle shot, and Index with a SMG, able to bring back this round. Bino left with only the MP9 to try and save for next round because CTs are gonna be broke. It does look like Rose is hunting for this kill, bringing Binu down to 1 health. Unable to pick him up fully though. Oh, but they saw him. And it looks like Bino's just gonna be able to stay alive there.
We asked if they could come back from the pistol loss here, and they answered definitively that they can. the force buy here was stronger than the regular buy of the Leopards. And I think it's in part, perhaps it could be attributed to, you know, maybe the force by being stronger for the cheese, etc. But you know what? I think that's why. Rosé's aim right now with the Deagle and the Scout are absolutely insane.
Yeah, Rowdy with another kill, just trying to pull something back. Dekel with a kill from under, and Mr. Saki able to pull one back. He's pulling away. They are taking him back towards the long space. Cutthroat does get mollied off. They are stuck in a 3v3. There's only 2 players pushing towards this. And with Mr. Saki so far outside of the equation, he had to rotate all the way around. Caught reloading though, so Rowdy's going to be able to get that kill. Definitely going to save the AK here. But, you know something we said before? We need to see Rosé pick it up. I think we're seeing it right now.
This is definitely the way to do it. Although I did not expect him to show up first with the Deagle. I was expecting op plays later in the half. And he started out with, what was it, a 3K with the Deagle that one round? And then this round, the Scout shot through the door.
Just fantastic. And Mr. Stacky able to get 2 there to really equalize it. It was a bit scary there with Rowdy getting that 1 kill. And then them having 2 people already over on A. But they were able to clean it up. And it does mean that SAV is forced to another low buy. Rowdy having the AK, he has been their top performer, especially in the last match. I can't quite remember the first match. But we'll have to see what they do. Maybe do like a stack towards A with the rifle, which it seems like, yeah, that is what they're doing. Leaning one person towards mid, actually Rowdy, the rifle towards mid, and then they're having all 4 of the pistols run out long. Bearstrike able to only get 1. Rosé able to pull that back. Yeah, and it has kind of forced Cutthroat off the angle. So he is going to have to retreat. But I think they're trying to force them into a B hit here, which unfortunately it does not look like it's going to work. Chilled Pyro is already lurking up towards that cap position. And if he goes a little bit further, he's going to call it all clear. Index just might get swung on here though. Rosé able to get that pick towards long. Are they? No, Chilled Pyro has walked all the way up cat, cleared off towards A. He's calling for his boys, come on over, come on over. Don't go towards B. Great lurking from Chilled Pyro there. So, what do we think we're going to see out of SAV come this next round? Obviously, Rowdy's going to try and save this AK over. What do you think they're going to try and do?
I think they're going to try to get the op into the hands of Dirt Slurpee and see if he can blunt any of the effect that Rosé has been having on the game here. I think that's the first thing you want to see. Second thing you're going to want to see is maybe some aggressive stances, maybe either, depending on spawns and whatnot, either take a long, right, get up to the doors, and or maybe secure tunnels. It all depends on who spawns where, I think, and what they feel confident in doing.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. It does seem like Rowdy's probably going to keep this rifle over. Mr. Stacky might actually be aware and clear this position, but yeah, he's just going towards the car. It looks like he's just about to clear it, but he doesn't clear it fully. Rowdy able to get 1, almost about to have that gun pulled away, but does make it past that time limit. So yeah, as you said, Dirt Slurpee out here with the op. Where do you think they're going to go with it?
It's hard to say. He's been spawned over on the A side, so he's probably going to go there.
Yeah, a jump speak across. Rosé has spotted 2 towards B. This might, and a fast cat op. Sees the one running lower, thinks twice about peeking out super duper far. Dekel already brought super low towards that mid. Dirt Slurpee able to get catch Chilled Pyro off. Being a little bit too aggressive. Dirt Slurpee almost missing that shot on the Bear Shark, but re-peeking, getting that second one. 2 players towards Cat. Nobody back towards Long. The B side play. Oh no. Oh, Mr. Saki's about to get caught out from window. Yeah, and just when they were rotating the bomb over, yeah, this just might be a save from Rose here, right?
Yeah, chalk this one up to Dirt Slurpee and his op. That was exactly what we needed. We needed to get some kills here for the CTs with the big green gun. It's not bad, right? You know, you get that, you get the round. Okay, it's 2 to 3. Now you got to build your economy. You've got to chain these rounds together. And this is the question you have. Look how low all of these players are. Deckel's down to, what, 11 HP? Binu's down to 12. You could send them out to hunt because Rose does have the op. On the other hand, I could see them looking and saying, well, who cares? T-side economy is so much better anyway. Rose will get the op anyway for most of these rounds.
Oh, they did start hunting with Deckel, and Rose just runs out, able to get that op back out to take down Cutthroat. So they did send a little bit of a feeler out. Unfortunately, Rose was not predicting that there would be another player out, but just like you said, Rose already has the op out again.
I still think it's worth it. Look at the money now for the Drakes. Look how poor they are. If they lose this round, they're going to have to save. This round is worth 2 for the Leopards if they can make it work.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Rose opting to drop down. Doesn't take the shot at the first one. Only sees one cross this time, I think. Didn't see the second one cross. Didn't spot the top of the head. You do have 3 players starting towards upper tons. Kind of just doing a little bit of a feeler. You do also have Chilled Pyro, their designated feeler, go all the way out towards long, and he's cleared that whole kind of space. Kind of clear. Still a little bit of questions about dumpster, ramp, everywhere like that. But he has taken a lot of space out towards long. This is some really good information to have this late. Some util exchange, the Bear Shark left to off far worse. But Chilled Pyro hears all of this, all 3 of these players rotating around. But do they expect him up this close? I don't think so. Gets 1, gets 2! Almost able to, and he's pulling to the third, unable to get onto the third on Binu. But Deckel, they start pushing out towards mid. Deckel's able to pull one of them off. Binu left off to the other side of the map on A. They went through B tons as well. After a quick put together 5v3, it's just instantly fallen apart into a 3v2. This is a very hard round to put together now for the Drakes.
Yeah, I think this sums up the whole game. Like, you have the advantage and you lose it right away. Like, that's every round for these teams. It's been like that. They have not had a convincing. Can you think of a time when either of these teams have had 3 rounds in a row in a very convincing fashion where they've had each round with like 3 people alive?
Some ecos.
At best, that's the best maybe.
I think there's one ancient round where DRG full weapons and they got put down. I think that was the only time, and they were just barely left with 3 alive. SAV was.
Yeah, they're not chaining convincing rounds together. It's either very, very close when they do win them back to back, and this is both teams, by the way. We're not talking about just one. We're like, this is it's very close and it's very loose here. Nice shot.
Great shot by Rose through the wall. It is unconfirmed damage though. Dirt Slurpee able to get 1 kill, smoked, 2 flashed off, and then Binu's able to get a spray through. Yeah, and that rifle goes flying. There's no retrieving that Chilled. They're trying to redirect down towards mid. Try and get up towards that cat position, it seems like Chilled Pyro is. But you already have Rowdy holding from the box over here. Chilled Pyro might over-peek this. I think it would probably be better. Oh yeah, definitely peeks. But they've already rotated the op over too, so this is definitely not an angle that you want to look back into peeking. It looks like Rose might just give him the chance. Oh, and he gets instantly put down. Great shot from him. Very, very fast. Chill Pyro almost able to bring Rowdy down, but just the dink. Great round. Five alive.
Was that the first time that Dirt Schlurpy and Rose faced off on this map with both having the op?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, that was very interesting. It would have been nice, obviously, if Rose had some assistance in the form of a flash before he peeked out, but he was trying to get a little bit interesting there, trying to jiggle a little bit, bait the shot out. He wasn't trying to go for a silly peek. He just, unfortunately, the angle didn't favor him.
It looks like Sav has, when he's a quick lower, does get dinged. Cutthroat does. Are they gonna expect that there's gonna be a second player right here? This might be an angle that you don't clear it. Almost a lazy clear, but flicks back and takes down Mr. Stacky. Binu almost takes out Chilled Pyro. That is a confirmed player towards mid. Confirmed 2 players towards mid now. This is just going to be a hard round for... Yeah, I think this is almost an impossible round for DRG to put back into a winning form. But it looks like, once again, maybe 5 alive for SAV, which is really good. They're going to start building their money up.
Which doesn't seem to be a common thing that we would expect here, given the back and forth nature of some of these maps that we've seen. If you're just tuning in, the score is 1-1 for each team. This is the 3rd map. Winner take all.
Yeah, just like that, 5 alive once again for SAV. Yeah, they're gonna, as you can see, 10k on Dirt, 10k on Cutthroat, all 3 other players above at least 5,000. This is gonna be a very hard round for, very hard half for DRG to try and get back into.
I think they know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I mean, look, the timeout, that's just why they called it. They need to get into it. They know they need it now.
Yeah. But if you even look at the money, they have 3,400 loss bonus. They'll be able to facilitate another buy, but you're just not going to be able to have all the utility you'll want. It'll be another weird kind of light buy. If Sav's able to win this again with 5 players alive, kind of break the economy of DRG again, this is going to be really hard. And another great shot by Rose. It's going to be a very hard half for the Drakes to bring it back into.
If they do it, though, this will put them up in a position... What?
Rose
that was
just
amazing.
Wide swinging into mid, and Dirt just holding the line. Dirt has a lot of confidence from what I've seen in these last 3 maps. He's willing to take those swings. He's really willing to push himself out a little bit more than a lot of oppers would be willing to. Now they did see the op last towards Cat, so it might be a pretty common thing to think, hey, the offer's still there, but Dirt's already rotated back down into mid here, and he might just be offered up another swing, but Mr. Stacky thinks a little bit better than doing that. Meanwhile, the other 3 players besides Mr. Stacky for the Drakes have pushed up towards long. It seems like they are taking that space. Binu has been mollied off of this position, forced to play back behind Gandalf. Rack is already up Cat. Unfortunately, unable to really convert that kill. He is able to get the Bear Shark, but Index has gone to the swing, and they did not know about Binu. Binu instantly taking down the bomb planner and getting the spray down onto Chilled Pyro as well.
I love the patience on that play from the Leopards. Just sitting there in that tight spot there, just waiting, hiding, biding your time, and then suddenly you strike as they're planting the bomb. That's fantastic. That puts them in such a terrible position. There's no way back in the round, and the Drakes are down 3-6. And as you said, they can still scrap together a buy. They don't have utility. They've got, what is it, a smoke and 2 flashes. And Rose had to go down to the scout.
Yeah, I feel like for these last few rounds, they unfortunately have just felt very lost. DRG hasn't really been able to kind of put anything successful. Obviously, a lot of those rounds happen because they've been on a light buy, but they are doing more of a mid to B, it seems. That smoke is not coming out. The smoke's already been used towards Cat. They are jumping towards Cat. Chilled Pyro does get the kill on Cutthroat. This could force a little bit of rotations over. Chilled's able to get the second kill. Unfortunately, not able to. Deckel's getting a little bit exploratory. Rose with a great scout onto Dirt Slurpee. This could be a very winnable round. Index has been dropped low. Rowdy is playing towards that long side. Does look like they are a little bit aware, but oh, it's very close spray from Rowdy, unable to convert onto Rose. Mr. Saki just been left in mid where Kaz got him that kill and a second kill, and Rose with another great scout shot. DRG did bring it back.
Yeah, they played it so well right there. The Leopards are going to be kicking themselves for letting that get away from them. But the Drakes, what they did, they put someone through B, they get a kill, and then the guy stays there and fights. And this just pulls off people. I mean, obviously now the Leopards are thinking, oh no, it could be B. We don't want to let that get away from us. And all of a sudden, the Drakes just begin exploding out of Cat as soon as they lose their B lurk.
Yeah, and look at this. Look at the SAV's response. 2 players down towards lower. Hearing a lot of noise. Cutthroat with a great kill onto Chilled Pyro. Trying to get the second, and does get the second, but does have all three, both of the players down below. Index, unfortunately, unable to connect, and Cutthroat's just going on a rampage. 3 kills so far in the round. Does get put down by the Bear Shark. And the Bear Shark does bring back another kill down onto Rowdy. So it has been put into a 2v3 situation, but I don't foresee SAV getting too overly aggressive on these picks anymore. You've really got to have Rose come in with something special here.
And it might be hard for him to do that, right? To be aggressive with the op. He's going to have to take the op in a special place. Like, obviously, you can go along with it, maybe get a fortunate pick there, getting someone on the site that is not prepared for you.
You know what? They have chosen the right area. Only one player on here. They haven't cleared deep yet. They do know he's here. Bear Shark unable to get that kill. Rose able to get a quick kill onto that. Quickly places tries to fake the plant. Does get the bomb plant. Oh, fakes it once again. Gonna swing around the corner. Oh! One of the players, Dirt Slurpee, was unaware, but Binu with a great kill. Oh, that was a very close round.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that position. You're left in a really bad scenario. You have to ask yourself, if you're in Rose's position, like, okay, what's more important? Going for the round win, or at least, the very least, securing the bomb plant? And he opted for the former. He was thinking, maybe I can win the round, I can trick them out, I'll do a fake plan and go for it. I gotta be honest, I don't think the Leopards were even paying attention to the sound. I think they were just, we're going in no matter what, we're gonna go for the trade.
And that's he somehow wins that kill with only 1 health left. Chilled Pyro just running out there, giving away their life. Oh, and Mr. Saki with only 1 health here. It does seem like they are deciding to keep going. The Bear Shark trying to get that spray through, not connecting. They have gotten towards sight. Has been mollied off completely, though. So unable to get that bomb plant down just yet. Index is getting the bomb plant down now. Is planting for long, too. This is really strong. They do have the op back there. That Bear Shark able to get the kill onto Cat player. And Rose with another kill down onto the elevator. But doesn't expect Rowdy to take that space. Rowdy has gotten a kill. Oh! The Bear Shark gets another kill. But it's been left up to 1v1. And Mr. Saki has 1 health. But he does hit the op shot.
That's exactly what Mr. Stacky had to do right there. I think he had 1 chance. If he didn't get that shot, I think it was over for him. 7-5. It's close. It's exactly what I said that they needed to be able to do in order to secure the first half with enough of an advantage to get, or lack of a massive disadvantage, to get into the second half. They can, either side can win this. It's really going to come down to a number of the usual factors. Who wins the pistol round here? How well the dynamics of the team play on the new sides? Can the Drakes actually defend? You know, the one thing that's interesting about this, if you notice, the kills in the second map were very evenly divided. I was pointing out every player was dying. They were sacrificing themselves to get the rounds. In this case, look at the kill spread. Look at the death spread. Chilled Pyro is not having a good game, and neither is Index.
And Chilled Pyro is starting off towards that piece. A great tap. Almost getting the second. And does get a second. But Rowdy and Deckel combined for 2 back. Already back into a 3v3 position. This is going to be a hard round to come back into, especially on the B site. Do you think we see them just running through right now, or are they going to respect that smoke? I think they're going to have to.
They really want to go, though.
Yeah, they're getting impatient. They are starting to peer around the corner. Bear Shark does get the kill onto the Tons, and all 3 kills just come through just like that. The Bear Shark combining for 2, one onto the Tunnels player, and then one onto the, I think, car player, or maybe big box player? And then Index able to get the person right underneath the catwalk site. Or
And this was the time. I mean, I was pointing out Chilled Pyro, Index not having great games or great rounds here, not having a great game in Dust 2. And what happens? Second half of this map, and they both come through with 3 kills between the 2 of them, and they make it happen. This is why these teams are here in the semifinals. It's not just superstar, power where one guy's trying to carry everybody. The whole team, both teams, have 5 players who can all perform at various different points.
looks like so the Leopards re-force back into this round. Mr. Stacky alone on the B bomb site, and he unfortunately throws. The Bear Shark goes through the smoke, but just unaware. What a fall apart of a round. Chill Pyro able to pull one back, almost pull a second one back. Does dink down Rowdy low, but oh, that nade brings down only Chill Pyro by a little bit of health, but he is getting mollied into pushing into the site. They do know he's there and just hurt him. This is just a save here for the Drakes. Index able to get at least one more kill, trying to hurt their econ a little bit, but after winning that round, that's unfortunate there for the DRG team.
Yeah, this is the thing we said earlier about the anti-ecos. They're not, neither team I think is playing them optimally. There are so many better things that they could have done. They just seem so completely caught off guard. The 2 players in the site, at least they were able to get the kill there, but the 2 players in the B bomb site who were initially defending were just not able to make anything happen. They just seemed lost and confused. The execution just came in so heavy, so fast. And I really think there's time here in this match for each team to figure out how to stop the power of the eco rush.
Yeah, if you actually look at it, both maps or both missile rounds were followed by an anti-eco for both of the teams. Good nade down, gets Rowdy pretty low. Chill Pyro has been left alone to the cat side. He is playing around the smoke. While most of the SAV players are either sitting behind this smoke on cat, it seems like it probably is just a cat rush here. Try and take it up cat, get into A, but Index has gone a little bit of more exploratory. Top mid. Chill Pyro just unexpecting of Cutthroat in that corner. Mr. Saki left alone to this side now. With just a deagle, this will be a very hard round, and Index has to get something. Walks out into the crosshair of Dirt Slurping, and Deckel checks the big boxes, and Mr. Saki gets put down. Rose left up in a 1v5. This is just good first kill. Unfortunately, unable to get on the second, but now the Drakes have just been put down and forced into a into a full save, I feel like, right?
Yeah, they're going to save again. The only one with money is Rose. He's also the only one with a positive KD on his team, 111 ADR. Followed second place by Chilled Pyro, 74 ADR, but only 6 kills. It's the team needs to figure out what's not working. Why is this different than Ancient? Why is this different than the first map? They called another timeout. I think that's really smart. Use the timeouts. Don't go out with extra time in your pocket here. Use every advantage you've got. Figure out exactly where you need to go and what you need to do. Yeah,
we'll have to see. They're obviously on a low buy here, so can't expect much. Bear Shark was the only one that actually invested in with a armor and a 5-7. Looks like they are splitting out a little bit. Mr. Stacky taking a bit of damage in that Molotov down a bit. But he does have 2 players coming around, swings around, unable to get anything. Rose up towards Cat trying to bait, but just nothing. Both of the long players are pushing through and get instantly double sprayed down by being a double headshot. It's been left up to Rose in a 1v5. I think he has this.
Obviously, with the USPS, not much is going to happen. It's the remainder of this round, as short as it was. Hopefully, they're having some good discussions on the Drake side about what they need to do. The op should come out. Rose should have something to work with, and everyone else should have their usual thing, right? M4 they're choosing utility and armor, maybe even a helmet. Rose opted for one, and
This is an all or nothing type of round, though.
Cutthroat on the Galil, though, on the Leopards. He's got 8,000 in the bank, and
this is smart.
He's trying to save his money.
Well, you also gotta look. 3 of the DRG players don't have a helmet.
That is true.
Maybe trying to go for a quicker kill potential there. Reading that they don't have all the helmets if they wanted all the utility. But so far, just a really procedural round. Rose over peaks into Dirt Slurpee.
That's the
now
op.
you just gave Dirt Slurpee the weapon of his choice. Seems like a lot of players. Oh, Index able to get the kill onto Cutthroat down over in mid. They did see the bomb leading towards there. Not seeing any rotation quite yet. You just have the only player on site would be the Bear Shark. And he's over on the big boxes trying to hold towards Cat. You do have a player out long though, so he could be a little bit more of a hidden player. But it looks like the Bear Shark's about to just get completely smoked off, and he does opt to try and jump up, try and take this space, trying to fight around these smokes. But it does look like one of the SAV's smokes actually missed. So they have retreated and they've went back into a mid to B split. Index unable to get anything going. Does get 1 kill, but they are going to be aware of Chill Pyro. He gets a double spray down, unable to get the third. Bina with an instant trade back. They really need this round. DRG really needs this round. One player pushing towards lower. Dirt Slurpee. They're not going to be aware. Oh, Dirt Slurpee with a great kill onto Stacky, and it's just left into a 1v2 onto Bear Shark. Oh, he has 3 nades. And then he just pushes in. Oh, pushing into both of the players. Binu with a good kill after Dirt's miss on the op. Oh, that hurts. That's unfortunate.
Unless they come up with something quick, I think it's over for the Drakes. They need to do something to stop the bleeding. This is definitely looking like the Leopards have it. They figured out what they need to do. Look at the kills here. The Leopards are positive in their KD for every single player. Every single player has gotten more kills than deaths. And if you look over at the Drake side, it is only Rose who can say that he's got more kills than deaths. It's very unfortunate what's going on in this map. I just don't think they were as prepared. They definitely seemed prepared on the first 2 maps in comparison. They knew what they were doing. They knew where to go. This round was just... I mean, at the same time, I do have to give a lot of credit. That play that they made to come up there, to kill and pick off Rose, grab his op, and make plays out of it, that was absolutely fantastic by the Leopards. It's not just that the Drakes seem as, not as familiar of this map. It really is also the Leopards are playing much better right now than they were earlier in the map.
Yeah, no, they have called a really masterful T side. Again, one big thing that we have to talk about: Dirt Slurpee, their IGL, also Opper. He's currently topping their leaderboard, calling, and opping. It's an insane trio, right?
He's definitely doing a great job of it. The opping is definitely noticeable, but that's pretty impressive if he's calling too, right? But not a lot of people expect the IGLs to be the usually the best performers on the team or have some sort of specialized role,
Yeah, no, we'll have to see. So Drakes, let's quickly look at their money situation. So they are opting for the full buy into this round. They will have a light bind next round if they lose it. So they will be able to get MP9s because they do have that $3,400 loss bonus. But they will not be able to get out the rifles. Do we think we see something pacey? They haven't really fought for lower at all. Well, besides on their little pistol rounds or ecos, they haven't really fought towards lower. Um, and SAV hasn't really been giving any pressure towards long. So while they've been taking long, they haven't really gave a lot of pressure. I really don't know for what DRG needs to do to be able to bring this map back into distance, grabbing distance.
Well, we know the ecos have been dangerous, so if they can catch the Leopards off guard, it'll work. But I really can't tell you where you should bring the MP9s. In this particular matchup, like you said, you could go secure long. That's always a possibility. You could play in B and play in some places either in the B side, or you could fight lower. The MP9s might be effective there. But otherwise, you're not really going to hold mid all that well with an MP9, right? Unless they get right up into the doors. You can't take a fight like from mid to cat. You'd need Rosé on the op for that. Or in this case, he's got a scout. So the options that you have are much less than what you would with a full buy. I know that's obvious to say, but in this particular scenario, I'm not sure you can really craft a really good force buy position for those MP9s. If they pull it off, though, it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
You see Rosé. Oh, so close to the shot on Dirt. Oh, but Dirt's able to pull that kill back. Already down into 4v5. The only MP9s, but the Bear Shark has found some space. Jekyll is aware, though, so he is holding this position. It's all about the Bear Shark having the better timing here. But it seems like Jekyll is just willing to sit down, bunker up, and be in it for the long haul. I would love to see like a group up and re-clear here from DRG to try and take at least some space, right? Oh, and Index getting volleyed out all the way down. Already left into a 3v5.
Did he think he had a smoke and he didn't?
He did have a smoke, but it didn't pop. So the Molotov didn't instantly burn him, and then it spread to him. And it looks like Mr. Saki is getting explorative towards upper tons. He has called it clear, but instantly gets put down by Binu. Off of that, Chill Pyro is in the corner, able to get one, almost able to get the second. But it seems like it's just gonna go back into a regular B hit here. The Bear Shark left alone in a 1v4. I don't know if it's possible. And around this corner is able to get the first one on Rowdy. Able to get an off. I don't think he's going to be aware of another player in CT. Yeah. Cutthroat from behind. And again, look at the money situation. Chilled Pyro can get a rifle. No utility. Or some utility because no helmet. The Bear Shark.
No op.
Yeah, no op out on the field. Rosé having to go down to once again another scout.
Rosé had the read, by the way, on that scout play last round. He was off by what, 3 pixels or something?
It was millimeters. Well, maybe try and see Rosé take that swing again, and we are seeing something a little bit more groupy here from DRG. This is their last chance. They do get one kill from Mr. Saki. Does trade back on Index. The Bear Shark does trade back onto Binu from there. They're Sleepy left alone with the bomb. He does retreat back, but Mr. Saki's already here. He's already read this rotation. So he's already taking this space. Is he going to make noise? He's dropping a defensive smoke down. Rowdy able to get one kill onto Bear Shark. Mr. Saki is playing inside of the smoke, getting sprayed through. Still okay. Oh no, that nade's not going to hit. That nade's not going to hit. Oh, his head was right over. He's able to get one. Down to a one player back towards long. Rosé able to get a kill on Dekel. Almost able to get that headshot onto Rowdy. The bomb plant is going down. Chill Pyro is just still outside of CT. They did not plant for long, though. So they do still have a chance, because Rowdy's position is not the greatest if he were to play this far back. Does see the head, but I don't think he saw it fully. Yeah, Rose just taken down from behind from Deckel. 1v2 for Chilled Pyro, already brought down a little bit. Down to 12 health. This will be the clutch of his lifetime. Oh, and he swings around, taken down by Rowdy.
What an epic finale here. Leopards definitely show they are better on Dust 2 with a final score of 13-6. Absolutely stellar game. It went back and forth. First map rather. For SAV, second, or for well, you know what I mean. First map for one team, second round for the other team, and we had to finish here on Dust 2. I imagine both teams are utterly exhausted. That is a long stretch to do a best of 3 like that. And they put in all of the effort. Even here when they were losing, you could see that the Drakes were definitely putting in effort. It just wasn't working out. They did not have the method of winning and securing this map. But the Leopards, I mean, they definitely looked like they finally, after 3 maps, they finally figured out the secret. They finally figured out the success to be able to get the rounds, chain them together, help each other out, not lose as many players. It took how many rounds before they figured it out? That's a test of endurance right there. They had to stick with it. And I'll tell you that both teams should be very happy with how things turned out in the sense that I think they gave us a very good performance.
Yeah, I think besides the result of that last map, DRG has like absolutely nothing to hang their heads over. They played a brilliant first 2 maps, and even the third, they had a lot of good ideas. It was just they weren't able to convert them into successful rounds. It's unfortunate, but SAV ends up winning it, and they're going to meet ACA here on tomorrow, actually, for the finals of Challenger. And unfortunately, DRG is going home, but they still played great. It was great map, great matches all around.
Yeah, I think you mentioned they're playing tomorrow. I think that's good to point out. There will be playoff games tomorrow, or one playoff game tomorrow for Challenger at least. So people should definitely check out the stream tomorrow at the same time. And that I think that's pretty much it for us tonight here. We went the distance. I think both of the other streams, we had 3 streams running today. We are on the B stream, and I think that's the final match of the night. I'm pretty sure both streams have already long concluded.
Yes, they all went with, I think, only 2 maps. We went third. We went the distance.
So that was absolutely epic Counter-Strike. If you happen to be watching, by the way, and you're not a member of CSC, I mean, consider joining and checking what we're about. Obviously, we're wrapping up playoffs, so there's no signups now, but combines will begin for the next season, I believe, in the 3rd week of April, I believe. You can check the dates if you join our Discord. I believe the invite code is CSC. So definitely check us out and check out the stream that should be here tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I hope that everybody has a good night. Awesome games tonight.